Do a video on Children of the Atom, he said. It'll be fun, he said. So this month I'm going to try to play through every fighting game that contains characters from Marvel Comics. And this is the beginning. This is X-Men Children of the Atom. Capcom, fresh off Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, has a new arcade board to embrace. And they do so through the likes of Street Fighter Alpha and X-Men. I'm sure I don't need to tell you how much of a hot ticket the X-Men brand was in the 1990s. The Fox Kids cartoon, the revival of the comic. It's like, even before the movie, this franchise was on fire, and nothing could put it out. It superseded every other Marvel property that it, well, wasn't Spider-Man. Art imitating life. Alright, Erks. Let's do this. So this is not going to be a full playthrough. I've done a few practice runs that have ended in tragedy. I'm sure this will be no exception, but I'm just marking this game down as, yeah, this is the starting point of a thing I intend to do. And I'm going to get one thing out of the way right now. This is a good game. But the CPU tends to push your dookie in. Dashing. My first opponent has normally been Sentinel. And Sentinels tend to be a giant, massive mountain of nope. Especially if you're used to their later iterations. Yeah, already stunned. Get used to that, by the way. Normal throws not only do damage on the throw, but also damage on you hitting the ground. Hard to name a fighting game that actually does this. You notice that, by the way? Iceman blocked my super, and he took no damage. Iceman's entire deal is that he does not take chip damage. He does not take chip damage. He does not take chip damage. He does not take chip damage against any projectiles or lasers. Everything else you're good to go, because otherwise he would be broken. I love that forward dash grab. So that's all fine, that's all well and good. The first opponent tends to give me a bit of a fight, but otherwise, it's when you start getting up here. Round one. Fight. Up the glass. They start reading the fact that you like to use forward dashes, compute that into their data banks, and then it's like, okay, we're just gonna do the immediate counter to that every time. Almost every time. Not bad, not bad. Round two. Fight. The game's not really showing its claws, like, even at this point. And also, I got the luck of the draw when it came to arcade routes. Psylocke can be a little tricky. Like, she has this roll, by the way, you can break out of command grabs. She has this roll where she can do a kick afterwards, and it really tends to throw you off. There we go.
You win. Yes.
As for who I was going to put through Children of the Atom, I debated on Colossus, I debated on Iceman, but really, Cyclops in this game has just about everything I need. There he is. He'll be in just about every game we're going to play this month. Just about. Wolverine is kind of low to the ground, so my medium optic blast, just nothing. You stun way too easily. You specifically. The CPU, not so much, but you specifically, yeah, get used to that stun. You can technically get moves off of the end of that grab, but it depends on if the computer tech rolls or not. Oh, Berserker Charge is a thing. Means Wolverine moves faster. And, once again, already stunned. Yeah, everybody's got, like, powers they can use for a little bit of meter, which definitely unique to this game with some exceptions.
Yes.
But this is what eventually just starts happening. You're playing your normal game, you're thinking it's just kind of Street Fighter type deal where you can jump really high. I've played Street Fighter, I know how this works. No. That was Street Fighter, and this is the X-Men. They've got quite the brutal training regimen. Yeah, it's so weird. It's so weird knowing Berserker Barrage is a super and not a special. Like, knowing future knowledge of later games in this franchise, this might as well be a different Wolverine. In fact, it was. Oh my god. We know how to answer supers in this game with another super. So you can have all the tools you want, but if you don't change it up once in a while, they're gonna know. Like, Optic Blast is great, because it's just a straight line beam, but it's bad because your recovery is about the length of a normal comic book issue. Which is bad, because your opponent can hyper jump over it, and you're pretty much just an entree to them at that point.
Drill car. Optic blast. Optic blast.
Yep. Waiting. They're waiting for you to make the move.
You lose. Yes.
So eventually you just kind of run into this wall. Arcade game need more money now.
Drill car. Optic blast.
Skynet CPU is on the draw and they need more money to fund their other Marvel games, which, thanks to Children of the Atom, would indeed happen.
Optic blast. Optic blast. Tornado car.
Oh my god, just
Optic blast.
neutral jump over me, why don't you?
Optic blast.
I was ready to block, but recovered off the H.
Round 2. Fight. Optic blast. Optic blast. Optic blast. Drill car. Drill car. Drill car. Drill car.
It's just...
Drill car.
You'll find yourself so stunned in this game.
Optic blast. Gene. Drill car. Optic blast.
Oh my god, I could have done this DP.
Gene slice. Drill car. You lose.
Ah. Pox on this game. It's wonderful AI. But that's X-Men Children of the Atom. I would love to have done a full arcade run, but I'm not X-Men material.